Secretary Rubio said that the U.S. will have to figure out whether a deal can be done between Russia and Ukraine in a matter of days, or you will just move on.
Yeah, very short.
How many days is that?
No specific number of days, but quickly. We want to get it done. We're talking about here people dying. We're talking about over there people are dying also, like on average 2,500 young people, soldiers. They're not from America. They're not from anywhere else other than Ukraine and Russia. But we want to save these lives. So it's 2,500 a week are being killed in battle. It's a vicious battle with the best equipment, the best everything, and it is brutal. 2,500 young people a week. Some of them not so young, actually. They're getting older. They're getting older by the month. But 2,500 a week, and we're going to get it stopped ideally. Now, if for some reason one of the two parties makes it very difficult, we're just going to say you're foolish, you're fools, you're horrible people, and we're going to just take a pass. But hopefully we won't have to do that.
Welcome back to Right View Nation, where we say what the mainstream media is too afraid to admit, and where the truth is always louder than the lies. I'm your host, and today I've got something real important to talk about, something the liberal media won't dare touch. President Trump just dropped some truth bombs about the Russia-Ukraine war, the state of our economy, and the disaster of Biden's America. And folks, if you're paying attention, you know this is the kind of leadership we need back in the White House. So let's get right into it.
And Marco's right in saying it. We want to see it end. Think of it. Every day, a lot of people are being killed as we talk about, as they play games. So we're not gonna take that, and we'll see. I think we have a good chance of solving the problem, however.
Are you prepared to walk away completely from these efforts and these talks?
Well, I don't want to say that, but we want to see it end. We want to see it end, yeah.
Is Vladimir Putin stalling, in your view, Mr. President?
I hope not. I'm going to let you know about that soon if he is, but I hope not. He's got a big force out there, big force. It's a war that should have never happened. It would have never happened if I was president. That's a war, and it didn't happen for 4 years. That's a war that should have never happened. October 7th, Israel would have never happened. Iran was broke, and now we'll see what happens with Iran. We have a lot of them out there. We have a lot of things that we're working on right now that shouldn't have happened. None of it. Ukraine would have never happened with Russia. October 7th would have never happened, so you wouldn't have had all the problems in the Middle East. The Afghanistan embarrassment, probably the most embarrassing day in the history of our country, would have never happened. Inflation would have never happened. By the way, prices are down. Groceries are down. Eggs, which you hit me so hard, I'll never forget the first week in office, they were screaming at me about eggs. I said, what's going on with eggs? They were doubling and tripling. I said, I just got here. They were up like double, triple, and you couldn't get any. They said, you won't have eggs for Easter. Well, you can have all the eggs you want. I'll tell you, Brooke Rollins, Secretary of Agriculture, did a great job. And the egg prices are down 87%. But nobody talks about that. You can have all the eggs you want. We have too many eggs. In fact, if anything, the prices are getting too low.
Mr. President,
so I just want to let you know, prices are down. Gasoline yesterday in 3 states hit $1.98 a gallon. And it looks like it's at a level that it hasn't seen since my days, my 4 years. So it's about I'd say maybe, I think we're going to be averaging $2.25 very soon. So I just want to let you know, though, because I keep hearing about prices and inflation. Prices are coming down, not going up. Only the fake news says they're going up. The only thing that's even are interest rates. And if we had a Fed chairman that understood what he was doing, interest rates would be coming down too. He should bring them down. Yeah, please.
Trump didn't mince words. He made it crystal clear. This war between Russia and Ukraine, it should have never happened. And you know what? He's absolutely right. Let me ask you this. Did it happen under Trump? Nope. Did Putin even dare make a move? Not once. Why? Because when Trump was in office, the world knew. You don't mess with America when there's a strong, no-nonsense leader in charge. Now contrast that with Biden. Sleepy Joe barely knows what day it is. He's projecting weakness on the world stage. And surprise, surprise, our enemies are taking full advantage. And Trump said it plain, if the two sides don't want peace, we're not going to babysit them forever. He said it best, if they want to be fools, we're going to walk away. That is what America First looks like. Let me remind you, we are pouring billions into this conflict, while Americans are struggling to buy groceries, can't afford rent, and can't even find baby formula. You tell me, is this the leadership we deserve? And it doesn't stop there. Trump laid it all out. Ukraine wouldn't have been invaded, October 7th in Israel wouldn't have happened, Iran would still be broke, Afghanistan wouldn't have been a global embarrassment, and guess what? Inflation wouldn't be robbing your paycheck every single week. You see, under Trump, we had peace through strength. That wasn't just a slogan. That was the reality. Enemies were on their heels. Our borders were secure. Our economy was booming. And the American people were proud again. Now under Biden, we've got chaos in the Middle East, war in Europe, wide open borders, and a global community that laughs at our weakness. You miss Trump yet? Because I sure do. Remember when eggs were $9 a dozen? When the media was throwing a fit, trying to blame Trump for everything, including the price of breakfast? Trump brings it up, and rightly so. Under his leadership, egg prices are down 87%. That's not political spin, folks. That's results. But do you hear the mainstream media talking about that? Nope. Crickets, because the truth doesn't fit their narrative. He even joked about it. He said, "You can have all the eggs you want now." And you know what? He's not wrong. We've got too many eggs. Prices are so low, it's starting to hurt farmers. That's the thing about Trump. He's not just talking about the big picture. He's paying attention to the little things too. Because they matter to the American family. They matter to the working man. They matter to you. Trump also pointed out something else that the media doesn't want to cover. Gas prices are finally dropping in some places, as low as $1.98 a gallon. And let me say it loud for the folks in the back. That never happens under a Democrat. This is a direct reflection of Trump's lasting policies: energy independence, American oil, American gas, American jobs. Under Biden, we're begging OPEC like weaklings. Under Trump, we led the world in energy. He even blasted the Fed, and rightly so. Interest rates are sky high because the Fed chair, in Trump's words, doesn't have a clue. If we had real leadership at the Fed, we'd be seeing rate cuts. That means more opportunity for families, small businesses, homeowners, all the people who keep this country moving. But no, under this administration, we get incompetence on every... So here's the bottom line, folks. Trump speaks with clarity. He speaks with strength. And more importantly, he speaks for you, the hardworking, patriotic American who's been ignored and insulted by this corrupt establishment for far too long. He doesn't dance around the truth. He doesn't read off a teleprompter like a puppet. He looks into the camera and tells it like it is. And that's why they hate him. But we love him, and America needs him back. So if you're tired of war, inflation, open borders, woke nonsense, and a government that puts Ukraine and Iran before the American people, then it's time to rise up and say, enough is enough. It's time for Trump. It's time for America First. Smash that like button. Share this video with your fellow patriots. Comment below. What do you think would be different today if Trump was still in office? And don't forget to subscribe to Right View Nation for more unfiltered truth, bold commentary, and a whole lot of red, white, and blue. We're not just building a channel, we're building a movement, and we're just getting started. God bless you. God bless President Trump, and God bless the United States of America.